Greetings, botanist. I'm here to tell you how to pollinate your fast plants. Now, in order to be able to pollinate, um, you really need to have two plants that are flowering in the same pot, like here, okay? And they're flowering at the same time in the same cup. And this is how you're going to pollinate. So you're going to need to first go and grab a Q-tip like this, and um, and you're going to want to do this every single day that the plants have these yellow flowers open, and maybe even twice a day if you can. So pollination means that pollen is transferred from one plant to another plant. Um, and what we need to do is get all of this pollen um, from one flower, bring it over to the other flower, and bring this pollen from this flower over to another flower. And you really want to rub all the flower parts that you can with this pollen. So this is um, and so you really just want to make sure you do this as often as you can. Now, if you have a second cup, then you want to keep this. You want to keep this one. This is the non-pollinated one, so you want to keep this in a totally separate place, all right? Because you don't want this pollen to get on this other plant, because that's non-pollinated. But since these are my pollinated plants, I'm gonna try to get as much pollen from one flower on one plant to another flower on a separate plant. Okay, so you want to just get as much pollen on the tip of this cotton swab and move it on over to the flowers on the other plant. See, two different plants, same cup, two different plants. And you really want to label it. This is P for pollinated, so that you don't get them mixed up. So you want to get the pollen on each of these flowers from one flower to another. Okay, that's what pollination is. And you want to keep this cup separate from a non-pollinated plant. You really need to keep them in a totally separate place, because otherwise some of the pollen could come off, and one of these plants could come off and get onto the non-pollinated plant, and I don't want that. All right, so just kind of do this a couple of times a day, and then we'll see if these pollinated plants, if they behave differently, if these pollinated plants have the same number of seeds, more seeds, less seeds than the non-pollinated plant, and well, all right. So that's the goal. If you have any questions, make sure you email me. Or if you're not sure what to do, make sure you email me. Now, if you don't have any plants at all, so you're going to follow the Fast Plants 2021 slideshow that I've been photo documenting the growth of these plants. This is the 22nd day that these plants have been alive, and so today's March 25th is Thursday, and this is the first day that I've had flowers on each of the two different plants. So I'm gonna keep pollinating them until the flowers are gone, and then so so if you don't have your plants, keep track of the ones that I've been photographing every day and measuring. So all right, bye now.